Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you the only team you need to do this faction assault in the Silver Necropolis from start to finish, from the very first level all the way to level 500, and it's an absolute walk in the park, and more than that, requires no mythic and no legendary either. It really is rather superb. So just pop to the shop first, and a couple of important things to do here. First, obviously you're going to grab tier 1 usually because you get the potion of enchantment, but do bear in mind that if you have your horde level in this faction at level 100 or more, you will already have a potion of enchantment stored, so no need to buy it unless you do not have life and death yet. And if you don't have life and death yet, then basically just buy these tiers from 1 to 4 if you can and get it, because it's absolutely superb. Really good weapon. Steals magic +1 life from the last 2 enemies, which is taking it from them and adding it to your own, and death mark them, then bless itself. And if you can get this upgraded, it has some cool upgrades as well, like enchanting. So as soon as you cast it, it gets enchanted and gets ready to do it again. Absolutely superb. Get that weapon. Right, the team itself, I've shown it a few times before, but it really is quite superb, and there's so many new people that watch these videos every single time that it's worth pointing out that this is the team for this. Especially if you're a newer player, but it requires no mythics, no legendaries. Charleston and Gargoyle are both base epics. If you don't have 2 times a Gargoyle, then you must put in another construct. It has to be construct. That's really important. So any construct will do, but something like a Zernabog is really good for this as the 4th troop, simply because it conjures a dust storm when its turn begins. Dust storm is brown, so with this concentrating on looping with Charleston and then doing hideous damage, Zernabog is a really good way of just making sure we get a constant slew of brown. If you don't have a second Gargoyle or an extra Zernabog, but you do have an extra Charleston, that's a good way to go about it. But I like chucking in a troop like this, something like any one of these tarot cards which has a bad status effect, and inflict a random status effect on a random enemy when an ally casts a spell. So every single time we cast with a Charleston or Gargoyle or use Mang, we chuck a status effect on the enemy, which is another really cool way to go about it. Any one of those troops like that which has that effect of giving a bad status effect will be absolutely superb. The Fool is good as well. In fact, that's one I usually use, but we're going to go with the 2 times Gargoyle team for this one. The banner for this, +2 brown, +1 red, -1 purple. Make sure we get lots of brown, lots of red for our troops. Geomancer, essential for this. All constructs start with 50% mana, really good, and reduce damage from skulls by 50%, fantastic. But a couple more things you need to have in the talent trees, which are essential as well. Impact is really good. Inflict stun when enemies deal skull damage to me. The second one is irrelevant. It doesn't matter about that one. Anti-magic sphere. Reduce damage from spells by 20%. Don't need mana source for this because we're already starting with 50% mana, so we can have tactician. Gain 3 magic at the start of battle. Rock solid. Absolutely one of the keys to this team. The reason I call this team the Invincibles is because we get so much brown. We have a pretty much non-stop barrier. And the fight is over so quick because the enemy doesn't get hardly any turns because of the way Charleston works with Gargoyle and Mang on the later levels. That is very hard for this team to get killed. You'd have to have an extreme bad amount of luck to end up dying on this. And gain a bonus brown mana from brown gem matches. Need that. And a Fortitude. You can have Fortitude, you can have Master Builder, but I prefer Fortitude. Right, let's show how this team works on the lower levels first, then we'll jump forward and show how it works on level 500 in this delve, on the hardest level you can do. So all you can do in the early days is just get some yellow, cast that on anybody you like, that's going to create loads of brown. When you charge up your gargoyles, just chuck that on anybody, that's going to kill them off. If there's 3 troops remaining and they're all in a line next to each other, then cast Gargoyle on the middle troop to get the most out of the splash damage. Try and show that when it comes up. But this is really easy on the early levels, but it's almost as easy on the hardest levels. That's what's nuts about it. So when you get the splash damage, if you can, always cast on the troop in the middle. You get that splash damage effect then. And all the while, you're taking out the enemy with single hits, you don't need to do anything else until we get to the stage where they survive a bit longer. Right, enough of that mucking around on those low levels. Let's show how we do this in the delve itself on level 500. Still got a low level horde on this. Fairly basic, even using the factions team. But yeah, let's dive in. Exactly the same team. And remember, this is no mythic, no legendary. Absolutely fantastic. And Mang is a pretty easy weapon to get in the game as well. So really, really good. This is going to be really good for newer players. Alright, so to battle. Going to do things slightly different this time. We're going to get our Mang charged up. We're going to have lethal level skull damage. And we're going to make our gargoyles damage go absolutely through the roof. All the time while having a barrier as safety. So right now, let's take a look at our gargoyles. We're doing a boost of 141. Alright, so Mang is charged up already. We can cast that on the top troop. Strip away that armor. Let's put our boost, our attack boost now to 382. That's increased our gargoyles boost damage to 235. Charged on it is up. You cast this on the troop you just took away the armor from, because when you cast Mang again, you want to benefit from as much armor as possible. And next you do it on the second troop or the last troop. And the reason is when we cast our gargoyles, we're going to cast that on the middle troop. So you soften up the enemies around them first, who take less damage when we cast gargoyle. So we cast Mang again. There like that, we've now got 686 attack. Let's cast that on them. Let's cast Mang on the bottom troop. Jarlston is now going to finish off that one there. We've killed someone anyway with an accidental skull hit, but we've now got a boost of 435 on that gargoyle. Just cast the gargoyles back to back and the job will be done. Now, this is going to work really well even if you're a newer player, because the boost is coming from that massive attack we've got from Mang, and you can get that as any level player. So it's still going to be really effective. Looking for yellow or brown if we can. There's Charleston. If Mang doesn't get charged up straight away, you can either cast a Charleston on the top troop and make it so, or I just like to grab enough to get it going. Don't have to worry about them skull hits there. We've got a shield. We've got impact. They've lost their traits by hitting us, which is not too clever of them. Mang's charged up again. Boost up that attack. If you want to take these sort of high level skull hits, because we've got 968 attack, you absolutely can. Nothing wrong with that. It's quite a lot of fun when you get a load of life with this team. It's quite a lot of fun when you get a really high level attack with this team and some nice skull cascades, just taking out the enemies one after the other. Really cool. Let's just do that again. Their armor's gone. Let's cast our gargoyles back to back. 447 is the boost. Well, they had that thing coming in. And it's got like nearly 900 life and armor. Gone. Love this team. Gotta show it. There's new people coming to this channel all the time. They're generally not going to scroll back and look at other older videos on this. Going to look at the most recent one. Can't not use this team. The Invincibles. We're ready. Lost a bit of the benefit of the armor by doing that, but it's okay. So you're on 1,000 attack already. You don't need to do that anymore. It just works out a little bit quicker. So we didn't actually loop them with Charleston for a change. Yes. Bit of a rare thing, but we can explode gems with a gargoyle. They've made some brown for us, which is very nice of them. Thank you very much. I think we can just actually do that. Let's take their armor. Not that we can get any more attack. We hit as hard as it is possible to do in the game. Really cool. And that is it. That is level 500 done. Simple as that. And of course, if you like, you could have gone around the room picking off the extra rooms to build the room treasure multiplier first. But yeah, really cool with this team. There's various ways you can go about it as well. Like I say, you don't need 2 gargoyles. You can chuck in a Zernabog, you can chuck in a Fool if you don't have 2 gargoyles, but it does really work well with the 2 gargoyles to make it super quick and easy. But there's the video, there's the team. If you found anything enjoyable or useful, then it'd be really cool if you bashed that like and subscribe button. It really does help. Maybe even consider joining. It's at the lowest price YouTube would let me set it at. But there it is. Thank you for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.